Most people have no idea what to do in 2025, and honestly, I don't blame them. There's a cost of living crisis, the job market feels shaky, and there's whispers of a recession. And the now infamous trade tariffs are hitting everything from food to furniture, and the average person is feeling overwhelmed. So today, I'm going to walk you through the plan that most people don't even know they need. If you're struggling financially, not sure of your next move, and have no idea on how to navigate this new economy, then this may be the reset that you need. Let's get into it. The state of chaos. Now, you don't have to go far to recognize that most people have no financial plan in 2025. Just last week, I was lining up to pay for some groceries, and the young couple in front of me had a look of horror on their face when they realized they had not enough to pay for their bill. They removed some items, eventually got down to their number, paid for their goods, and they left. But I thought afterwards, what a perfect example of the predicament that some people will find themselves in 2025. With all the information we have at our fingertips, most people don't have a financial plan. Most people don't even have a budget. People are simply muddling their way through, guessing and hoping they make it to the end of the month. I'm sure at one point we've all heard the phrase that failing to plan is planning to fail, but it seems like most people are doing just that. Judging by the economy and their spending habits, this is what most people are doing with their money in 2025. This is the mindset of the general population. Most people are working one job. They have a single source of income. They are stuck living paycheck to paycheck. They're using credit cards to plug the gaps. They're hoping the price of eggs will eventually come down. They're buying treats to feel better. And they avoid looking at their checking account and their credit card bills. And even when most people do take action, it's reactive rather than proactive. And quite often, it's the wrong type of action. Quite often, it's small, inconsistent actions that make little difference. People will cut out a streaming service rather than focus on cutting out bad financial habits. They'll also start following financial advice on TikTok without consideration or context. They could also be chasing the next hot stock or meme coin with what little savings they have. Quite simply, it's desperate measures. With no strategy or direction, people are lost. They know they must do something, they just don't know what. People need direction. They need something to get behind, to change their circumstances and improve their financial health. Most people are not lazy. They just need a route map or a checklist to help show them the way. 2025 Financial Clarity Checklist. So here's my 2025 financial checklist to help bring direction and clarity. It will take out all the thinking and the guesswork, and provides a route map to follow and make the process as simple as possible. If you can follow just half of this, then you're going to be way ahead than most other people, and you're going to improve your finances better than ever before. Step 1, know your real numbers. So the first step in this strategy is an uncomfortable one. You need to write down your 30-day spend. From your rent to your coffee, every dollar you spend, from your checking account and your credit cards. Now, some of those payments will be reoccurring payments each month. The rest of them will be irregular payments, things like shopping, going out, coffee, and the such. Now, once you have your payments, you need to divide them up into essential, non-essential, debt, and treats. Now, at this stage, most people will find hundreds of dollars leaking out without even trying. Now, I know this can be an uncomfortable exercise, but remember, we can't fix what we don't face. Awareness comes first. And doing these brave financial moves will allow you to pull away from the broke masses. We've already taken our first step. Step 2, create a bare bones budget. Now, you need to put together a bare bones budget with nothing but the bare minimum to survive. And before your motivation drops and you stop the exercise, here's a top tip for you. Just pretend for a few minutes that the worst has happened and you've lost your job, and make a budget based on those circumstances. Housing, food, phone, utilities, and absolutely no fluff. Now, this is critical because it will tell you exactly what you need to live on. It'll be your bare bones number, and it's usually a lot less than what we think. Now, another really important thing to remind yourself is this is not a forever budget. This is a temporary solution. We are making strategic cuts on a temporary basis, and you're going to relieve some financial pressure. Doing this will give you a financial target each month, and it will help break down all the ignorance around our finances. The exercise will show us where the problems are and what we need to do to address them. Bottom line here, the more you know about your finances, the less fear will be involved in your decisions. This is a tough barrier to go through, but it's one of the most important ones. And when you look back on reflection, you'll be glad you did it. Step 3, emergency fund required. Now, this is your financial safety net to catch you and your family when things go south, and they will with annoying regularity. Now, reflecting on step 2, if your bare bones budget is $2,500, you're going to need $7,000 or about 3 months' expenses in your emergency fund. Now, yes, this is a big figure, and it's big for a reason, but we have time to build this. Even just a few dollars a week will help build your emergency fund and give you some financial breathing room. And once your emergency fund starts taking shape and you use it for the first time, you're going to wonder how you ever coped before. According to recent surveys, most people have less than $1,000 in savings. One small emergency wipes them out, and then they fall back on their credit cards with huge interest rates building on them. Believe me, your emergency fund will become your best friend and allow you to sleep peacefully at night. Step 4. Cut out the silent killers. So the three biggest silent killers in 2025 are pretty much the same as 2024. High inflation debt, lifestyle inflation, and subscription creep. Your task here is a simple one. Stop allowing these silent wealth killers having a stranglehold on your finances. Draw a line in the sand, put your foot down, and do these following steps. Pay off your credit card aggressively. Stop upgrading your lifestyle. Audit every service and auto pay subscription. Get a hold of your finances in these three areas, and you're going to find the majority of your savings. This is going to be the bulk of your waste. Get it back. Step 5. Start a side stream. One of the major financial shifts in recent years is the realization that a single stream of income is high risk. It's a complete liability in your life, and it's something that the rich and wealthy figured out a long time ago. They have multiple streams of income to minimize the risk of losing it. As one income stream declines, the other streams of income will smooth out the losses. Now, some people are catching on to this and developing another source of income, and others are doing it out of necessity. People are finding, with the cost of living crisis and all the other factors we've had to deal with in recent years, that one income, even a full-time income, is not enough to survive on. Whichever position you find yourself, a single source of income is high risk in 2025, and we need to address it. But the good thing is there are a lot of options. I would argue more options now than ever before in history. And the best thing is it doesn't have to be a dramatic amount of money. The goal here is not to get rich. We don't need to have a big grand goal. It's to be financially resilient, to build your finances, to be resilient to market downturns and economic fluctuations. It could be raising $600, flipping items on eBay. It could be $800, renting out your basement. It could be freelance work, capitalizing on your experience and your skills. It could even just be food delivery. Whatever it is, it could be the difference in covering your dental work or your car repair and using your credit card and paying for it 3 times over. Having that small second income is peace of mind. It's also reducing your financial burden. Don't do what others do and bury your head in the sand. This only compounds their circumstances. They become frozen and stuck. Why are people financially stuck? So following this 5-step plan will reorganize your finances and stop most of your financial stress. It's a solid plan designed to improve your financial circumstances, and it works. Now, none of this is revolutionary. It's all basic, good financial habits. So it begs the question, why are most people financially stuck? Why are they frozen? Well, the conclusion I come to is most people are stuck in survival mode. They are living in constant financial stress and all the other stresses that are related to it. And they live this way so long, it must feel impossible to break free and live another way. And certainly impossible to plan for the future. Their mindset becomes a mental block, unable to move forward because their present circumstances are overwhelming and entrenched. And from my own personal experience years ago, I can understand and relate to it. And I remember some of the questions I used to ask myself. What's the point of budgeting if I'm already behind? I'll start saving when things are better. And I don't have time to do anything else. These are things we say to ourselves when we don't have a plan. And when life is unpredictable and we feel we have no control, then it's difficult to plan. But what I realize now is things rarely settle down. Life never becomes predictable. And no one's going to come to save me. I have to do that myself. I had to act, even when it was uncomfortable, to change my financial circumstances. Rich and wealthy people have never been smarter than the rest of us. That's never been the case. They've just positioned themselves differently. They've taken the uncomfortable steps, just like we've talked about in this video. They've made it a priority to take the small, consistent steps forward to reduce financial stress. They've gone through the process, they've come out the other end, and now they're living instead of surviving. And instead of watching from the sidelines, seeing other people living their lives, we need to do the same. We need to go through the process and start living. Now let me end the video with this. Most people don't know what to do in 2025, and you are not alone. But now you do. You have a framework, a checklist, and a bare minimum. You have a foundation or a path you can follow and make your own. And now it's down to you to take that first step and start moving forward. And tomorrow you can take the next step. And let me tell you something, it doesn't need to be perfect. You're going to make mistakes, we all do. But you need to have a little faith in yourself and your abilities until your desire to improve catches up with them. But start now, where you are, and I promise everything will follow. I can promise because I was in the same position 4 years ago and I never looked back. Why don't you look at it this way? In 4 years' time, there's going to be 2 types of people. Those who took control in 2025 and those that wish they did. Don't let the opportunity slip you by. Grab it now. I'm so relieved I did it, and so will you be. Now, if you need more convincing, then watch this video right here. It's your next step. It's how to save for your emergency fund. It's a really important step to improving your finances, and I would argue one of the most important ones. In the meantime, if you got some value from today's video, perhaps give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and if you know somebody who needs a financial boost, then send them the link to this video. I'd love to help more people. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you over there.